The fear of doing. I think the fear of doing, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, if you ever felt that, or if you have absolutely no clue of what it might be or could be. It's fine. Everyone is welcome. You don't know who I am, I don't know who you are. I don't even know if someone is watching this, but if there is, hi, thank you for being here. And so, yeah, the fear of doing, let's talk about that, shall we? Um, my therapist told me, and made me realize that I have the fear of, j'ai la peur du mouvement, the fear of movement. I always had this fear of doing something, of putting myself in something and making a choice, whether it be a career, a work, a, a goal, anything. I always struggled with that since since all of my adult life, and I don't know why. I don't know where it came from, because when I think about myself when I was younger, like before the age of 8, let's say, I would do so many things. Like I was in so many clubs. I was doing so many different activities and sports and all that. So I was doing a lot. I was in movement. But then I asked myself, and I don't have a question to that. I don't have the answer to that, rather, because I have the question. Is yes, I was in this movement, but was it a movement, a choice that came from me? Or was it put onto me by my parents, by my mother? And I just complied with it because it looked cool and fun and I didn't have to make the choice. I was, okay, let's go. That's a really good question. I should ask my mom that. And anyway, I think like something that my friends and people around me, some of the people around me, made me realize, and I'm still not sure 100% if I agree with this or not, but I think it's worth thinking about, and I think that to some extent it's true. They made me realize that it's not so much the how and the what that matters. Like, it's not so much what I did, how I did it, why I did it, things in the past. Rather, what matters more now is the what. Like, okay, now what? What do I do with that? What do I do with the things that I did in the past? What do I do with the situation that I'm in now? Like what? What do I do with this information? What do I do with these things? And for so long, and I still am in a way, I was stuck in the trying to understand and the why and the how. And I still think it's important, but I think that in my case, I was almost using it as an excuse to, like, I don't know how you say this in English, to, like, pour trop intellectualiser et réfléchir, to be too much in my head and my mind and my thoughts, to not have to be in movement, to not have to actually make a choice. Because I was slapping on myself this excuse of, yes, but I'm trying to understand it, I'm trying to make sense of it, I'm trying to find the how and the why before I do something with it. And yes, it's important, but as I said, in my case, it was just too far. Like, for me, it was a band-aid, as I said. So, like, big band-aid, let's think about it instead of doing something about it. That was my problem. The fear of doing. And I still have that fear. I just have it a little bit less. For me, personally, I think probably it surely comes from a lack of trust. A lack of trust in myself, a lack of trust in life, a lack of trust in others. And it also comes from this need, this very real need that I've put onto myself to find and act on the right thing, find the right answer of what I'm supposed to be doing. And I lived like that, by this mindset that there was one right thing I was supposed to be doing, that I just haven't found it yet. For so many years, for maybe my whole life, actually. And I think I'm starting slowly to realize that maybe there isn't an answer. Maybe an answer doesn't exist for me right now in this point in time of my life. Maybe I will get an answer when I'm, 50? And so, if that's the case, what do I do until then? If I need an answer to do something, if I get my answer when I'm 50, what do I do until then? Nothing? I can't. I can't do nothing. It would mean spending my life doing nothing because I'm waiting to do the right thing. Like, in my mind, I know it doesn't make any sense. And yet, that fact, the knowing of that fact, the understanding of that fact, and the validation of that fact by my brain is not enough to make me act on what I want to do. And so, yeah, maybe I will find an answer when I'm 50. Great. And also, maybe there is no answer. Point blank, period. And that's probably fine, honestly. That's probably fine. I think the question isn't even to know if there's an answer or not. I think I don't even need to know if there's an answer or not of the right thing to do. I feel like it's an excuse I'm putting on myself to not have to act and do something. Because of the fear of having to make choices, because of the fear of having to invest in myself, in the world, and because of this lack of trust. So it's easier to tell myself that I'm waiting to find the right thing. But then again, how do you find the right thing? Right thing by doing something, right? By trying. And also, that is also a fact that I know, that I understand. I spent all of these years doing nothing because I was convinced that I would find the right thing. And then because I've waited so many years and achieved nothing in those years, then I had this fear of wasting my time. And this fear of wasting my time reinforced my need to find the right thing, to not waste my time in the wrong thing. And it's not even that I don't want to do anything. I want to do so many things. It's crazy. I want to do so many things. One lifetime is not enough. But despite wanting to do all of those things, if I don't feel that it's the right answer, I won't do them. Despite the envy. Like, I've wanted to pursue my studies. I wanted to go study psychology. I wanted to build a business and make pastries. I wanted to make specifically madeleines. I don't know if you know what a madeleine is, but madeleine. And then for a period, I really wanted to make candles. And I even bought all the necessary stuff to make the candles at home and try them and see how it goes. And I made that, but then I stopped. I tried boxing. I tried so many things, guys, but I never went further than trying. I never allowed myself to accomplish it. I never allowed myself to make it exist, to achieve something out of it. I think with the time that passed and the age that I am now, this fear of wasting my time isn't as strong anymore, just because like I feel like I did waste it in the sun, so that's done. I can't do anything about that anymore. Time is gone, you don't get your time back. And also I feel like my mindset is starting to change slowly, thank God, into accepting that, yeah, maybe there is no answer. Maybe I don't get to have an answer. Maybe having an answer isn't even the point. Maybe having an answer isn't even what I'm supposed to have, what I'm supposed to need, or what I'm supposed to look for. Like, gosh, I don't know, like, do you guys need an answer that this is the right thing that you're doing, that you're pursuing, or you just do it anyway? Is it just this hyperfixation I created in my head? Or is other people like that? I'm sure other people are like that, but I mean, what's the percentage of people like that, you know? And yeah, this is just like this fear of doing nothing, and this fear of doing nothing because I needed the right answer is something that brought me so much so much pain and so much regret, because also I was comparing myself too much to others. I still do. And it's like, when I would look at people around me, of course, it's an idealization that I'm making in my head, but when I look at the people around me, I feel like the majority are invested in something, you know, whether it be a career, whether it be studies, whether it be a business, something, anything. It's almost like they got their answer. You know how some people, they grow up and they already know what they want to do, and they're dead set on staying on that path because they know that's what they want to do, so they just do that for their life. Like, some people get their answer. And so I was comparing myself to all those people around me that were doing something and knew that that's what they wanted to do, and I was here, how are you doing that? Because I don't know. I don't feel like I have a right answer somewhere, because I want to do everything. And so it scares me because I can't do everything, so I have to find the right answer. And until then, I'm doing nothing. I'm repeating myself. But yeah, so fast forward to now. I have many regrets. But at the same time, I don't regret being where I am right now, because as cheesy as it sounds, you only get one life, you know, and when you put it into perspective to like the rest of the world, yeah, our lives are really not that bad. They're really not that bad. And so where I was getting at is that that's why I'm particularly happy and proud that I did my shop, my small business, my lavender loots. Just because it's something that I finally achieved, finally something that I put out there, that I did, that I allowed myself to do. And if I, even like if it's small stickers or stationery or iPods, whatever, I did it. And if I told that to my therapist, I haven't seen them in like a year for financial issues. I would really like to see him again, but that's another story. He would be so proud of me. He would be so proud of me, and I would too. Why now was I finally capable to do something? Because, you know, ultimately it's the same thing with Lavender Loots, with my business. Like, I didn't get this feeling of, yeah, that's the right answer for me. No, I just did it because I had to do something, you know. But what's the difference now? How was I capable to do something now that I wasn't capable of doing all these past years? I think there's multiple factors. The age I'm at, the time that keeps going by, the regrets I have of not doing anything, the realization I'm getting slowly and slowly, as I said, of maybe there is no right answer. And even if there is and it comes later, I can't wait until then to start living and start making something for myself. And also, what helped me, I think, is that I had to quit my job in 2025. I think February of 2025, because I had a burnout. I was working in the kitchen industry in a hotel in downtown Montreal. For those of you who know or who were in the kitchen industry, you know how negative, how toxic, and how much pressure it is, and how much it takes a toll on you. And I gave what I had to give. It gave me what it had to give me. I don't regret it because it teaches me a lot. Just it's something that I didn't even want to do with my life. I wasn't passionate about it. It's just something I knew how to do. So I put myself on that until I would find the right answer. But I reached this point of burnout because I couldn't handle all of this anymore. And so I took medical leave. Then when I couldn't get my medical leave anymore because I reached the end of it, I quit. And then I stayed like almost a year without a job, living off of my savings and the help I can find. And now I'm here. I am here. But so I think all of this situation also helped me to build Lavender Lutz and to do something. Lavender Lutz, I created it maybe almost a year ago now. So it's been 1 year. Is it at the place where I hoped it would be? No. Did it grow? Yes. Did I keep continuing it? Did I believe in it? Did I invest in it? Did I push it? Yes. And I did that for a year. And I'm so happy about that. But so reaching the state of burnout, quitting my job, having no source of income, having no idea of what I would do next, I think that also helped me to be like, well, I have nothing anyway. I'm nowhere anyway, so it's now or never, why not? Like, I have my free time. I have nothing to do. I tried other things before Lavender Lutz. Like, I was seeing I don't know how to say that, une conseillère d'orientation to try and help me think about and explore the next path that would interest me that I could do. And so I thought about going back to school because I'm really passionate, he got it, about the psychology. And for so many years, but because of this fear of doing and this fear of not having the right answer, I never actually went to study that, but it's still something I would have liked to do. So I was thinking about going back to school. Then I started putting myself into learning how to code and doing websites and all that. I was doing that all day as if it was my job, to try to get the max out of my time. And then I started Lavender Lutz because ultimately creating my own small little business is something I've wanted to do since I was a teen, like a young teen. I just never allowed myself to do it, but so yeah, it's just like a combination of things that help me to do something, even if it's small, even if it's still not enough to support me financially, even if I'm still lost in my life. Like, I don't know where I'm going to be living in like a month or two. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing as a career in a month or two. I don't know what will be my source of income. And all this uncertainty was really hard on me at first because I like control. I need control in my life, but I just am coming to the realization slowly that I don't have an answer. But what I do know is Like, that sounds stupid for people who already knows this. But for someone who's been telling themselves the opposite for their whole life and who made a reality out of it, it's very real. But I realized that I cannot be living my life off of something that I'm not even sure anymore if it exists or not. And I cannot keep waiting for it. And now I have tingles in my feet. Yeah. If people end up watching this, maybe we can talk about it. Yeah, this fear of doing and this needing an answer was my little bubble. My little bubble of not having to be face to face with the outside world and with having to make choices. Yeah. And being in my pain was easier, and it still is easier because I'm comfortable with my pain. I'm comfortable with my suffering to an extent because I know it. It's like family to me. But that's yet another topic we could talk about another day.
I think